What's up, guys? Before the video starts, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Iron Grind Athletics. That makes some really good fitness apparel for both men and women. You guys can check out the website. If you see anything you like, definitely just check it out. There's a link down below in the description. If you hit that link, it'll take you to their website with a discount code already included. So you can just pick whatever it is you like and check out. And it'll already include a 50% discount. I'll also include my discount code down below just in case. So definitely check these guys out. They make some really good stuff. What's up, everybody? So as you guys already know, as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about the Nike Mercurial Superfly 8 that just recently got released. Here's the tag for you. We got a lot to talk about today. Brand new boots, a lot of new technology. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. So here we got the box, just a regular gray box that comes with all the Nike boots, the top tier boots at least. Nothing really special here. I'm gonna go ahead, take out the boots, and here are the boots. Just a quick look at them, and we're gonna get way more in depth about them in just a little bit. I'll go ahead and put the other one out. And like all top tier Nike boots, they do include a string bag. Right? And if you ask me, this one is quite nice. It has more of a different design aspect to it. It's not like the simple ones they always give you. You got the different colored strings. You got the mercurial on the bag. On the other side, has the boot design on there. Looks very nice, honestly. And it does have ACC. That's the bag. So now I'm gonna show you guys the boots. And here they are. These are day one Superfly 8s. They honestly look so much better in person than they do online, in video, or in a picture. When I first saw these, I did not like them one bit. I thought they were kind of ugly, honestly. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but in person, so much better, so much nicer, in my personal opinion. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into the upper. So the upper is no longer a Flyknit upper. It's what they call a vapor posit upper. So it's pretty much a synthetic upper. We're going back to the synthetics. Back to the old days. No more Flyknit. The only Flyknit in the upper is this tongue part right here. From here all the way up. And the dynamic fit collar. These are the only parts that are Flyknit. Also, disclaimer. This is not ankle support. See how flimsy this is? This is not ankle support. This is here as for aesthetics and just to give you a one-piece feel of the boot so it doesn't feel like a shoe. Always keep that in mind. Now, the Vapor Posit is the name of the entire upper, so pretty much all of this that wraps around the entire boot. It's all made out of that new synthetic. It's pretty much made up of a couple layers. The inside is like a really soft mesh. When you stick your hand in there, it's soft. It's gonna be comfortable on your foot. Then you have the Titan synthetic, which is the synthetic that the upper is made out of. And then you have another very thin mesh on top. You can see it's kind of woven, I guess, in these little grid patterns. That's the top of the upper. Very thin, virtually see-through because of the grid-like pattern. The Titan synthetic underneath the top of the upper, underneath the mesh, is color-coded. We got different colors here, and they are all supposed to represent what each part of the upper does for the boot and performance-wise. You can see little numbers here. Like right there, you see a 02. Down here, you got a 01. You got a 6 right there. Each part, colored part, is numbered, so it all serves a different function. Now I want to quickly talk to you guys about the insole. I already took it out, so I won't have to struggle on it. This is the insole. Has a nice little design right here. I wish they would have continued it onto the forefoot. It would have looked cool. But it's just a regular Nike mercurial insole. Nothing special to it. You see the back. This right here is some grooves that fit into the grooves that are in the boot. Oh, you can see them perfectly. Yep. So these, the grooves on the insole match perfectly with the grooves inside the boot. And it's just there to provide a little more lockdown, so that way your foot and the insole aren't moving around. You know, so it's there for structure, stability, and support. Now, here on the insole, you can see it has numbers and words. These numbers match up to the numbers on the boot, and they tell you what the name of that part is. So for example, number 1 is the velcro lining, which would be this pink part. All right, you can see it's on both the medial and lateral sides of the boot, and it's just the part of the synthetic upper, the tighten upper, and it's just there to provide support throughout these midsections, keep your foot nicely wrapped tight. That is the velcro liner. Number 2, as we can see here, is the speed band. The speed band would be this blue band that goes around right here, and it comes out over here on the other side. That is a nylon band that wraps around the whole foot for extra hold and stability and less movement. They call it the speed band. Supposedly with the extra tightness around there, you should be able to run faster. That's probably not true. For number 3, we got the vamp lining, which would be pretty much this whole toe box area. The yellowish, orangish part, I don't know what color that would be, but yeah, it's just the synthetic in the toe box area. It's a little bit thinner to give you a better touch when you strike the ball, pretty much for like your power shots or whatever. That's this part. All right, for number 4, we got the toe reinforcer. The toe reinforcer is this red line across here, part of the synthetic. And I guess it's just there for durability of the toe box to, I guess, prevent it from splitting here like usually happens with all boots. It's kind of inevitable. I'm not really sure if it does reinforce anything. Hopefully it does, because I hate when my boots split right there. Moving on, we got number 5, which is the speed collar package. It's just this orange part right here on both sides of the boot. It's really just a cool name for the heel lining, because it's also on the inside. You can see right there. See where it comes up? It matches where it is on the outside. It's just a fancy name for the heel lining. Number 6 is the speed wings. These are the speed wings. They're on both sides on the boot of both of the boots, as you can see. I really don't know if they do anything. Maybe some type of aerodynamic advantage, but that's very far-fetched. Highly doubt they do anything, but I mean, they look cool, and it's nice to give them a cool little name. Number 7, we have the fly knit, which is just, like I said earlier, the tongue part from here up and around, dynamic collar. That's the only part that is fly knit. Everything else is the brand new Vaporposit synthetic upper. And like I was telling you guys earlier, right over the synthetic, you got this grid-like pattern of mesh. And you can see a little difference here. You see here we got the big rectangles. Getting into the speed band, it's woven a little bit tighter. So we have a tighter weave, I guess, to create more support and more stability and keep this part of the foot a lot tighter. And right here it loosens up a little bit, not as much as over here, but it does get looser, because you don't really need much tightness around the toe area. And then the pattern pretty much follows the same around, and then from there it's just the same regular pattern. It's a little tighter in the heel area to keep your heel locked down. It's a good idea. Hopefully You can feel a little bit of a difference when you're using them, but I mean, only time will tell. So seeing as how this is a synthetic upper, they might be a little stiffer, not as soft as the fly knit uppers that we're used to seeing for the past few years. So they probably will require a bit of break-in time. Hopefully the break-in time is not long. I'm pretty sure it won't be long. You know, after a couple of, I don't know, like a half hour, they should feel perfectly fine. They should conform to your feet very nicely. But it's gonna be longer than the, you know, woven knitted uppers that we've been used to. Also in the upper, it comes with a what they call Durgon wet traction. I don't really know if it does anything. It's supposed to activate when it's in wet conditions. I'm pretty doubtful it does anything. I mean, once you combine it with the ACC, then maybe you get a little something better than just regular traction. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, they like to add their gimmicks, but the Durgon wet traction is on there, and it's supposed to help you grip the ball better in wet conditions. Now, looking at the sole plate, it's pretty much the same thing we've been seeing for the past few years on the mercurial. The only difference is instead of being a completely split sole design, now we have this little backbone in the middle here. I guess just to give it a little bit of extra support and stiffness into the sole plate. The studs are a bit different. They are angled just a little bit more. These are chevron studs, very bladed, very aggressive. They've been angled just a little bit more to give you more rotational speed. Instead of speed in a straight line, you'll be able to turn a lot quicker. Well, that's the science behind it. You'll be able to turn a lot quicker, make faster turns, better movements, and so on and so forth. The back still relatively the same. These are also angled a little bit. Very cool sole plate. I mean, it looks nice, super aggressive. It does come with a chrome finish that will wear off over time. Unfortunately, we can't keep this cool look forever. One thing that I would like for you to notice, you can see these little holes in the upper right here in the synthetic. Those are perforations that you can see from inside the boot. You guys can see the light there. They're on both sides, just to give some lightness to the upper so it won't be so heavy, you know, some weight reduction. Got some right here in the toe box, better breathability. So I mean, this boot is very, very interesting. Oh, one last thing, we're gonna talk about the branding. Here we have the Nike check, which is cut off. Looks kind of cool if you ask me. Little mercurial branding right there. On the other side, we have a little Nike check right there, and in very small green letters, you have the ACC branding and the Vaporposit branding. Very hard to see, but it is there. And you have a little mercurial branding right there. Yep. That's pretty much an overall of the boot, all the new technology they've introduced. If you guys have any questions about that, please feel free to comment down below, and I can explain a little bit more in the comment section. So now we're gonna move on to the on-feet portion so we can see how these puppies feel. I have a feeling they're gonna feel very nice on the tighter side, you know, always have that signature mercurial feel. And yeah, let's head over there. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're here with the on-feet portion. And if I can be completely honest with you guys, these things are super, super comfortable. Like, they're way more comfortable than I thought they would have been. The tightness, it is like a mercurial tightness, but it's not super tight. Like, I think there's a little bit of extra room in these than your normal mercurial tightness. So these could fit people with a little bit of a wider foot, which is a good thing, obviously. Unless you have super wide feet, I think these guys should definitely fit you very comfortably. Because I am super comfy in these things. They do feel a little stiff out of the box, but I mean, wearing them around the house and just walking around for a little bit, they do feel real comfortable. I don't think there's gonna be much of a break-in time for these, if any. Maybe, you know, a few minutes, just getting used to the upper, softening up that synthetic. But you know, once that synthetic is softened up, I think you're gonna be good. So, you know, like when I was saying towards the fit, it does kind of fit like your OG mercurial, just a little bit of extra room in there for those wider feet people. I don't really feel much tension of anything anywhere. They just feel really, really good. Honestly, quite surprised that a synthetic could feel this comfortable out of the box. When it comes to stiffness, the sole plate feels pretty stiff. I'm not gonna lie, which is a good thing because, you know, you'll get that quick snapback helping you, you know, sprint off faster, or at least that's the science. But I mean, having them on feet, like I said, and in person, they look a lot better than just looking at them in a picture. I really do like them. The fit is true to size. Go true to size. Do not go a half size up. Do not go a half size down. Wear your size, whatever size you always get. That's the size you want to go. The feel feels great. Feels soft. You know, they're Superfly, so they feel, you know, super light. And overall, I think it's just from so far, it's an amazing boot. So now with that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and move into my final thoughts and give you guys my final opinions on the boots overall. So let's head over there. All right, guys. So overall, I do really want to say that I do really like what Nike has done here. I don't really know, you know, who's to say that all of this is not just one big gimmick and it's just the exact same boot. But it does feel very comfortable. I was very comfortable in them walking around. I hope they're going to be comfortable on the field, but so far what I can tell, they're going to be very nice to play with. One thing I did notice is that when you bend your foot, you do get a little bit of clumping. As you can see, the material clumps a little, which, I mean, it's okay. See, right here you got a little clump. Once the upper starts to soften up, I think you should be okay, and it'll stop doing that. It's just because, you know, it's brand new, the upper's still a little stiff, but for how stiff and plasticky this feels, it actually feels really good on feet, which is very astonishing. And honestly, kudos to Nike for doing that. And there you can see the light going through the perforations. Yeah, that's cool. So one thing to note, these are apparently a little bit heavier than the last gen. I think by like 5 or 6 grams, which is honestly nothing to be scared of, nothing to fear away from. You won't really notice a 5 gram difference. They are, either way, in hand and on feet, they feel super light. And Nike said they didn't want to take away from comfort, while, you know, to sacrifice comfort for a weight loss, which I think was a great idea because these are super comfortable. I can't stress that enough. So my final thoughts is that it's a very nice boot. I like them a lot. I can't wait to get out there and use them on the field. And if you guys want to pair, as of right now, from my standpoint, straight out of the box, I do suggest you guys, you know, get a pair if you guys really want a pair. Now, the Vapor is the exact same thing as the Superfly. The only difference is this dynamic fit collar, which does absolutely nothing for performance. This collar is here for aesthetics and just to get a different feel of the boot. So everything else that is applied to the boot is applied for the Superfly, for the Vapor, as well as any future colorways that come out. The same information is going to apply to all of the boots until they change something up, which is when I'll make another video. Now, one thing I'm planning on doing is I want to wear these for about a week or two, a few training sessions, a couple of games, some pickup, get a good feel for them, and then give you guys a better opinion on how they react when you're actually using them on the field, you know, how they're holding up with durability. I play a lot on turf, and this is a firm ground stud pattern. So, you know, after 2 weeks, I'm planning on making another video to show you guys how they feel and whether or not you really should cop these from a performance standpoint. If you guys would like them, please let me know with a like and with a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.